Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Indeed.
And look who we have. We have RJ with us.
Hello.
It's been a minute, as they say.
Yes, it has.
Oh, Metrodoc's here, too. Hi, Ernest.
And Neil's arrived.
I know. Neil,
Oh.
you're not
We
watching
do apologize
PT.
for conflicting with the PTUK.
Yeah, we try to avoid
people.
that. We try to avoid them like the plague, but... Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
We're on the air, Liz.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Nev would understand. It's
Well, I
very-
took the last of the Christmas decorations down, and
Yeah.
they're the outside lights, and I always
Ooh.
hate that job,
I'm
taking
missing
them
my
down in the
tree.
freezing cold.
I did it a few days ago too. So.
Yeah, you don't have the freezing cold there.
I don't have that. No, I don't have that.
Yeah,
it was cold.
did
It
it
was.
How cold was it? Please
was like-
tell us.
Just kidding.
It was like 62.
No. Oh, no.
I know, California
Oh,
freezing.
my goodness me. Did you get frostbite? Oh, my.
You know,
yeah.
I had to wear pants. I couldn't just go out in my shorts and flip
I
flops.
bet the neighbors appreciated that.
Yeah.
Or did they?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
I don't
And
know.
RJ would go out there and
Yeah.
play with
No.
his ornaments.
Ba-doom, boom. Hi, everybody. We're in a particularly silly mood this afternoon,
We are.
even for us. And this is it. We're not getting Steph on to, calm things down or, keep things under control. So
Yeah, that's a shame. But
you
there
have to
you go.
just settle for these three dudes.
Ugh,
Yeah, sorry.
suckers.
So, Jeffrey, are you
yes,
getting
ma'am.
close, or are you still
Yeah, I
fiddling?
think so. Let me see here. I need to get back to the proper file for recording on Reaper. So hang on. Because I just quickly did the Radio Roger thing, so I had to switch. Templates, recent projects.
Do you mean Reaper like this, Jeff?
I'm sure you're playing. Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
I thought so.
Okay, where was it? Save project, yes. Okay, and
You got your
now
little
I-
countdown, and you've got your recorders on?
Well, that's what I'm trying to set up right
Oh,
now.
all right. Okay. Sorry.
Got the.
I had tuned you out there, as I often do.
Yes, I understand.
Huh?
I don't like it, but I understand.
Huh?
Just do a quick something in Unity just to make sure I'm getting signal, please. Getting signal. Thank you. Thank you.
I think that
I
satisfied
think that
him, Nick.
was that was too long.
That's good.
He was satisfied.
Yeah. I should have turned my camera off. Okay. Lots of innuendo today. Sorry.
Did I tell everybody? I know you'll be I got my Ethernet connection to connect today, so I'm well connected here.
That's good to hear. Really. I mean,
Oh,
seriously.
you've been plugged in, have you?
Yeah,
I've been
well plugged in.
Exactly, well plugged in.
Okay, and then let me get the keynote up, and I think just one video in
Oopsie.
my keynotes, which is good.
Yeah, there are not a lot of slides either, which is nice.
Okay,
Okay.
and okay.
Ready when you are, Chief.
Let me make sure if you look at the intro note, RJ, and just take a quick look at your introduction narrative.
All right.
And Captain Nick, please don't change it.
I promise.
Yeah. Don't
Type,
trust him
type.
at
We're
all.
listening here.
Yeah.
Type. Exactly.
Loading.
Okay, and over here.
Oh, excuse me.
This, and go to media assets and get ready to play the countdown. What do you?
Well,
what
it's
is it
already
about?
been changed. Clearly,
Been doctored.
It's been doctored prior to my arrival.
Well, I thought who put Rando Jones in there?
That's AJ.
So we can't yell at him. He's not here.
Yes.
Well, we can, but just
Well, we
doesn't
Yeah.
do any good.
You have to
Actually,
li-
doesn't do any good when
You'd
he
have
is
to
here.
yell really loudly, Jeff.
He doesn't really care either way.
No.
In fact, he likes it when you yell at
Yeah.
him.
No, I
Yeah.
think he's into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those.
Yeah.
What do you call those people?
Masochist, sadist, whatever.
Sadist, masochist. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think
right.
Carry
I
on.
might be ready to go, and then we're going to learn about what RJ has been doing since we've last
Yeah.
seen him.
Yeah.
It's been
Wait,
some
yeah.
time.
You'll be surprised. It's nothing much.
Oh, shame.
Well, no, that wouldn't
Shame.
surprise me. Just kidding. Okay. Where is the window for? There it is. Okay, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 691.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of January 12, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Picture light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, an Air Canada ground crew member gets trapped in the cargo hold with passengers hearing yelling and banging. And an update on that flight that landed on the wrong runway in India. The ILS went out while visibility was poor. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. We'll get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger. Flight 691 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in New York City. Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines pilot. And joining me from his Garden View studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 senior captain for Virgin Over-the-Pond Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hi there, Jeff, and hi, everybody. Now, APG 691. I did try to find a happy one, but I had to do this one instead. So, Yeti 691 was a flight on the 15th of January, not long ago, 2023, from Kathmandu to Pokhara in Nepal. Two captains were flying. It was a training flight for the captain who was sitting in the left-hand seat, being checked out to land at the airport. Now, on finals, the very experienced training captain in the right-hand seat inexplicably moved both propeller condition levers of the ATR-72 to the feathered position instead of pulling the flaps out. The levers are side by side, but even so, he robbed the aircraft of all thrust, and the ATR sadly stalled and crashed, killing all 72 on board. Unhappily, the story of the pilot who was getting checked out, the left-hand seat, really was very sad. She'd been married to another Yeti Airlines captain who died in a previous Twin Otter crash, and she used the compensation money from that to fund her own training to become a pilot on the same airline. It was the worst domestic aviation accident in Nepal, and the worst since 1992 in the country.
We covered that.
Yeah,
on
I
APG.
remember. I remember that incident.
Yeah,
And
Sad.
very sad.
But thanks, Nick.
Okay.
yeah, thanks for the uplifting story.
I do
No,
my
they,
best.
no, they didn't have any uplift. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, wow,
Too soon,
very
Liz.
sharp.
Okay, and also joining us from his home studio in Huntington Beach, California, current first officer on the Airbus A320 family at a major U.S. carrier, the best one. Volunteer flight instructor and check pilot with the Civil Air Patrol. It's Ranjit Rajan.
Hello.
RJ.
Hello. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. I'm very happy to be back on the show. I know it's been a while, but I'm trying to make my annual appearance. Get the box checked off for 2026.
Let's make it
So
quarterly.
you can pick up your allowances. Is
That's
that it?
right. That's how it works. Yeah. One show a year.
You can
bonus.
just check that box and then you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about APG for another year. Okay.
Yeah. Meet my contractual obligations here.
Nice one.
All right. Well, we're so happy that you were able to join us, RJ, and can't wait to catch up in the Getting to Know Us segment. And we also have, of course, from her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier, aviation enthusiast, and spreadsheet master. She's our producer, the lovely Liz Piper.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, not much else you can say, really. Is
Not
it?
really.
It's
No, that's about it.
Hump Day.
boring January.
Yeah,
It's a Wednesday.
Well, January is almost half of over there, which is a good thing, I think.
Which half?
The first half.
Oh, okay, that's all right then.
Okay, boys, you be good now.
We'll try. Thanks, Liz.
Not much hope.
I know you'll keep us straight in the back channels, so to speak. Didn't sound right. All right, let's do some news before I say anything else that's completely inappropriate.
Stand by for news.
But I wouldn't hold your breath. All right, the first item in our news segment is from the Aviation Herald. It's a report of British Airways A380-800 over the Atlantic Ocean on the 6th of December 2024. Okay, so this was more than a year ago. Turbulence injures 2. Now, why are we just now talking? Did we talk about this, Liz, when what happened? Oh. Okay. So they published a bulletin, and so I guess this is the first time now we're hearing about it, but it's worth talking about, I think. Obviously, that's why we have it in our news segment. British Airways passengers suffer broken ankles during Heathrow flight turbulence. One injured flyer said that they missed the seatbelt sign announcements due to being asleep. And you know what I'm going to say about that, don't you?
Yeah.
2 people on board a British Airways flight sustained broken ankles after their plane to London was hit by turbulence. This occurred on the 6th of December 2024 on a flight from Los Angeles to Heathrow while they were flying near Greenland. The Air Accidents Investigation Branch, the AAIB, released a report on the incident on 8 January 2026, detailing the impact turbulence had on the flight. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what we're talking about. They just released this report. The report details that the crew received briefing documents before the flight, which stated that there were no significant weather warnings to be aware of before their takeoff. However, the crew later observed on a live weather app on their electronic flight bags a digital tablet similar to an iPad. Huh? They don't use iPads?
I think they
cheapskates.
Yeah, they might be using a Microsoft Surface. Remember how that went well?
Yeah,
for
that was
everyone.
great. That was a great experience, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
Were
I
you
was
there
at.
when they-
I was at a different carrier. Let's put it
okay.
that way. Yeah.
And you all were going like making fun of us, right?
Yes.
Using some Microsoft Surface.
I was at a different carrier using the Microsoft service too, so I was
Oh, you
feeling the
were.
same pain. Yeah,
Oh,
feeling
you
the
were
same
feeling
pain.
the same pain.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that didn't last very long. We finally, convinced them to order and use the iPad instead. Much better experience. Anyway, EFBs, that potentially severe turbulence was developing south of Greenland. Before the plane approached the area, the captain switched on the seatbelt sign and asked the cabin to secure equipment and take their own seats. That's a good idea. Although it doesn't say that there was any kind of announcement made to the passengers. And maybe there was, but it's not noted here in the report. Around 20 minutes after the seatbelt signs were switched on, an episode of turbulence lasted approximately 10 to 15 seconds. At this time, a member of the cabin crew was lowering her crew seat to strap herself in when the turbulence raised her up and caused her to fall, breaking her ankle. And also, a passenger had left his seat to use the toilet in the upper deck. As he said, he was asleep when the seatbelt sign was turned on and did not notice it, nor did he hear any announcements. While returning to his seat, he said the plane made a sudden movement upward and sideways, stating that the movement of the floor had broken his ankle. Shortly after these injuries, a third passenger became unwell and lost consciousness. Two other passengers who declared themselves as doctors helped the injured people using splints to support their ankles and give them pain relief. Cabin crew and one of the doctors assisted the unwell passenger while the crew also sought advice from Medlink, an aviation medical advisory service. After the injuries, the captain considered diverting to Gander Airport in Canada or Keflavik in Iceland. However, Gander's weather was not suitable for landing, and while Keflavik's runway was covered in ice. Yeah. Well, that's pretty standard, I think, in Iceland, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's why it's got the name.
that's why they call it Iceland. After discussions with Medlink, the doctors and crew decided to continue to fly to Heathrow, declaring a medical pan signal before landing, allowing air traffic control to facilitate a direct route to Heathrow and call ambulances to meet the plane on arrival. Okay, so my thing that I'm going to say, and as I said, everybody probably knows that I'm going to say this, but you should always, if you're in your seat, even if you're sleeping and whatever, and you're not expecting any turbulence, you should always have your seatbelt fastened. Maybe you don't have to have it super tight that where you can't move around or anything, but that would have kept. Well, of course, I don't know. The passenger that actually was injured was actually getting up to go use the toilet. So I guess maybe that wouldn't have mattered in this particular case. But that's always our advice. Always have something strapping you to the airplane, even if it's loosely, just to keep from getting thrown up into the ceiling of the jet and slammed down into the whatever you hit on the way down. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know BA's cabin procedures, but ours were pretty simple. If we were going to turn the lights down and let people sleep, before that happened, we would say, if the captain puts the seatbelt signs on, there won't be any announcements. So please make sure you have got your seatbelt fastened over the top of any blankets so that the crew can check on you if the seatbelt signs go on. So if the person had done that, and of course the seatbelt signs are still clearly visible, particularly if the lights are down because everyone's sleeping. They light up. They're, I would say, impossible to miss, but obviously this chap thought he did. You would normally have that warning in your ears, and then if you weren't wearing your seatbelt, the cabin crew would actually wake you up and ask you to put your seatbelt on and then let you go back to sleep again. So I think the passenger is probably just trying to justify the fact that he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, but the fact that he was going to the loo with the lights and the seatbelt signs on was a bit silly. So I don't have much sympathy, I'm afraid, there. As for the cabin crew, well, the cabin crew have to do their duties even when the seatbelt signs are on, unless the turbulence is particularly bad. And so I feel pretty sorry for the cabin crew member. As for the third passenger who became unwell and lost consciousness, that was completely unrelated, but a dreadful time for it all to happen amongst a couple of broken ankles and things.
To be fair, I think the captain did a great thing. He told the cabin crew to stop their service and to take their seats. And as I've witnessed in my career, just riding as a passenger, non-rev, or just deadheading or whatever, I hear this announcement from the cockpit, and then I look at the flight attendants, and a lot of times they just kind of take their time. They don't really understand the urgency of it, and it looked like she was just about to be seated and have her seatbelt fastened, but it was just a little bit, just missed it by that much.
Yeah.
And I think I have to give her some sort of leeway, though, because I think, in a large aircraft like a 380, I'm sure it takes some time to get through the cabin to make sure that all her duties are done. So, 20 minutes, I feel, may not be the end of the world in terms of, may not be too much time that she's taken. I think we're, our airline's guidance is to provide as much time as possible for the flight attendants to do their duties and then get secured in their seats. But it's just unfortunate that she did miss it by that much. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she got, decent company medical, and a few weeks off, which is going to be nice. Where was it from?
It was from London to Heathrow, and it was around the Greenland area.
No, it's LA to Heathrow.
LA, okay.
LA to Heathrow.
So it's a long flight. They probably had a heavy crew, which meant that half the crew were probably in their bunks asleep, which meant, you're right, RJ, they probably had reduced crew members in the cabins, and if the aircraft's fairly full, that's a lot of seats for them to go around and physically check every passenger. So 20 minutes would probably be about the right length of time. I normally kept a minimum of 10 minutes putting the belts on if I anticipated turbulence. Give them whatever you can, because if you put the belts on too early, the passenger and the turbulence hasn't arrived, the passengers get restless and they start getting up and going and chatting to their friends again, because they get bored. They're like little children. So that's about ideal, really. 20 minutes. She only just missed it, didn't she?
Yeah.
All three of us did the hand signal. I just wanted to let the record show this much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on, shall we? Another one from the Aviation Herald, a preliminary report. The incident occurred November 23rd, 2025, so a relatively recent incident. Ariana Afghan A310, A313, yeah, an A310.
A310-300, yes.
Wow, you don't see those very often mentioned.
That's why they're flying for Ariana Afghan.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, the registration Yankee Alpha Foxtrot Golf Foxtrot performing flight 311 from Kabul, Afghanistan to Delhi, India, was cleared to land on Delhi's runway 29 left. They read back their clearance to land on runway 29 left, but touched down on runway 29 right. They slowed and vacated the runway and taxied to the apron, thinking, I don't think anybody noticed.
Yes.
At the time,
I'm sure that's what they were doing. They go, what runway did we land? I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it?
Just don't say anything. At the time, all arriving aircraft before and after landed on runway 29 left without a problem. What was their problem? I don't know. India's DGCA opened an investigation into the serious incident, stating that the crew of the A310-300 told them that they had lost the ILS at 4 nautical miles out in poor visibility. The aircraft had turned right, I don't know why, and they were visually landing on the runway visible ahead. Okay.
This is sounding a wee bit dodgy, Jeff.
I know. The crew remarked that air traffic control had not made them aware of the deviation. The DGCA added that it was not clear whether the aircraft's ILS system had malfunctioned. Yeah, like we're not really sure that they're telling the truth about the ILS thing. So on the 9th of January, just a few days ago, India's AAIB released their preliminary report stating that the flight data recorder had been retrieved and it's being analyzed, while the CVR, the cockpit voice recorder, had been overwritten, as they are always.
Oh, funny old thing.
Yeah, and summarizing the sequence of events. On the day of occurrence, Ariana was operating. Okay, we talked about that. After initial descent with Delhi area control, they released approach control. Radar vectored for the ILS approach to runway 29 left. Subsequently, was released to tower by approach control for final approach for landing. They reported established on the localizer 29 left at 18 nautical miles to touchdown. Came into contact with tower at 10 nautical miles to touchdown on localizer runway 29 left. Tower controller instructed them to continue the approach to 29 left. You see the theme here, 29 left. Tower controller instructed them to continue, which was read back correctly. At 2 nautical miles to touchdown, the tower controller gave landing clearance to 29 left, while another flight, 2243, what company is that? AIC 2243. Anyway, another flight was departing on runway 29 right. This flight, the incident flight, landed on the unassigned runway 29 right at 063622 UTC, despite receiving clearance from runway 29 left. Okay, so we get the gist, right? They were cleared for the approach and landing on 29 left, but they instead decided to land on 29 right. They vacated the taxiway Romeo and informed tower on inquiry that they had lost the ILS at 4 nautical miles from touchdown, and due to poor visibility were unable to differentiate between runway 29 left and 29 right. 29 right was not configured for landings, and its approach lights, ILS, and PAPI were not switched on since it was being used in a departure-only mode. The aircraft operated its next flight, Flight 312 to Kabul, on the same day from runway 28. Anyway, I don't know if they made the correct decision when they had uncertainty about the runway that they were to land on.
Well, I was more concerned about losing the ILS at 4 miles. Now, I'm looking at the weather here. Being generous, they had visibility up to, like 1,900 meters, 1.9 kilometers. That's just over 1 nautical mile. But they lost the ILS at 4 nautical miles. So they... How could they see the direction? How could they see the airport? How could they continue an instrument approach without the ILS? What were they using to guide themselves? And how on earth did they manage to pick up a runway that didn't have the approach lights on in such poor visibility when the actual runway they were supposed to land on was well lit? Why didn't they go around, etc., etc., etc.?
I mean, this at 4 nautical miles, the aircraft, if they are on a 3-degree glide slope, they're about 2,000 feet above the field. You know? Mm-hmm. So why did they go around? Why did they continue on to a runway? This is very shocking to me.
Exactly what I was trying to get at right there.
Yeah.
Well, you did it. Yeah, well done.
Go around. Come on. We know that. They didn't know that, apparently. Oh, Neil Lanhorn in our audience says, so 29 left, right? Oh, yeah, I see. That can be confusing. That's what happened. I think he's right. He nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of big question marks in my mind. Yeah, 4 nautical miles, they lost the ILS. I think they were just going on good vibes. This feels like we're going the right way.
So, I mean, I'm amazed they even managed to land at the right airport, let alone on the, the wrong runway. So
what I love is they said that they lost the ILS to 29 left at 4 nautical miles, and they turned right.
Yes.
Why? I mean, if you're tracking an ILS, wouldn't you just not turn?
Continue,
just keep going.
Yeah.
It comes back. I don't know.
Well, yeah, not very impressed with what were the Ariana Afghan.
Yeah, I'm not either. Yeah. Oh well.
If you have a choice, ladies and gentlemen, in what
not
ticket
fly.
you buy, you might want to listen to this story before you make your choice.
We know you had a choice in those kind of carriers. Next time, don't choose that one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Another report, a final report on aviationherald.com. India Express Boeing 737-800 registration Victor Tango Alpha X-ray Zulu, or Z if you prefer. This happened on April 22nd, 2025. Tail strike on landing. They were going from a town that starts with a K in India to another town that starts with an R in United Arab Emirates.
Cozy code?
I'm not
Cozy code.
Koji
You know-
code. I don't
you
know.
know,
Ras Al Khaimah.
I can actually pronounce the first one.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
What?
Corey code.
Really?
Curry code. Oh,
Corey
right.
code.
So the
Well
R, the
done.
Z is pronounced as an R?
Yeah, it's not an R. It's like a deep guttural sound. Corey code. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Curry code.
Oh, wow. That hurt my ears.
Yeah. That was definitely Yeah. 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 The
Well, how
second
about
one.
the second one, RJ? Come on.
No, I'm.
Ras Al Khaimah? Khaimah?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh,
There's
the
your bell.
ringing. Oh, no,
Bells
the
for all of
bells.
us.
The bells.
Bringing in the new year. Okay, so what happened here is the final report said that they concluded that the probable causes of the serious incident were a bounce that occurred after an initial firm touchdown, 1.7 G, at an excessive airspeed and rate of descent, which the flight crew was unable to manage using standard flare inputs. In other words, they screwed up the flare and slammed it onto the runway. The excessive energy and firm touchdown led to the bounce, followed by a hard second touchdown of 2.8 G,
Ouch. Ouch.
with an increased pitch angle that resulted in a tail strike. The hard second touchdown occurred because of improper bounce recovery techniques applied by the flight crew. Yeah, I think that the 2.2 is the threshold for considering it a hard touchdown or hard landing. So they definitely exceeded that. The report analyzes their approach, which looked like it was mostly stabilized. However, toward the end, I think, is when things kind of became a little unstabilized. I'm trying to find let's see. The rate of descent increased sharply from approximately 700 to 80 feet per minute 6 seconds before touchdown to 1,200. So 780 feet per minute, by the way. It's pretty close, 700, 800 feet per minute on a 3-degree
that's
glide
pretty
slope.
good for
that's
an
pretty
approach, yeah.
standard.
Not for the flare, but for the approach.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to stop that rate of descent at some point before you slam it onto the runway. But anyway, not only that, but it went from 780
They nearly
to
doubled it.
1,200. Yeah.
What?
4
What were they
seconds later.
doing?
I don't know.
Did someone drop their cup of tea and have to bend over to pick it up or something? I'm trying to work
Yeah, and the
it
other
out.
pilot didn't hear him say, "Oh, by the way, could you have the airplane here for a moment while I pick up the cup of tea that's
It's just,
spilled
I'm
on-"
just going back to the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, the commander stated that at approximately 70 feet, a high sink rate was perceived. Yeah, like when they went to 1,200 feet per minute. And the control column was pulled back without any adjustment to the thrust levers.
Yeah.
The flight data revealed that at about 25 feet radio altitude, the elevator deflected to plus 12.6 degrees, which seems like a lot, coincident with the commander assuming control of the aircraft. However, as per the cockpit voice recorder recordings, the commander did not announce the takeover of controls with the standard call-out, "I have control," nor did the co-pilot acknowledge the transfer by responding, "You have control," indicating a breakdown in crew resource management. What a mess.
Yeah, not good. And after they did the bounce, the usual thing, because it usually takes a while for the aircraft to launch itself airborne again and then come down a second time, you've got time to spool up and go around. That's really what you should be doing at that point, having had a very hard landing that has thrown the airplane back up in the air. The recovery is to just hold the attitude and put power on And so if you do touch down again, the aircraft is in a good attitude to absorb the impact, and the power will start to accelerate you away and lessen the severity of that. Because trying to recover it, a very hard landing like this, they're calling it a hard landing. It's really bad 1.7 G, and the control movements they're putting in are extreme. I mean, there's no gentle effort here to correct an attitude. It's heaving the stick back, and so that's going to rotate the fuselage, not do an awful lot. It's not a lot of time to really affect the flight path. So what you're going to do is drive the tail into the ground.
Yep.
And a transport category aircraft is certified to 2.5 Gs positive and 1 G negative. So 2.8 Gs is exceeding the limitation of what the aircraft is certified for as well.
With gear and flaps down, ours was only 2G.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah,
once you've deployed your services, that reduces. Yeah,
that's not
there
good
you
at all.
go.
All
No.
around.
No, that's our analysis. It was not good.
No, it was not good.
No, we shouldn't have done that.
There you go.
Yeah, bad.
You can always go around.
You can always.
Hey!
Well, I think that's the first time in a long time I've had to play that twice. Maybe I'll have to play it again. Who knows? Oh, another one's coming up.
Oh, no, really?
Let's see. Here's another one from the Aviation Herald. This is the time of year where we get all these final reports. I guess over the holidays they just
Yes,
kinda
they're
hunker
trying to
down
squeeze them in while everyone's absorbed by eating and drinking too much.
Perhaps. Let's see. This involved a Saudi Arabian Airlines Boeing 777-300 registration Hotel Zulu Alpha Kilo 21 or 2 Lima. Is that a 1 or a Lima? I can't tell.
That's a
Let's
1.
see, and this happened, let's see, in October of 2024, so a little while ago. They were flying Flight 724 from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to Islamabad, Pakistan, with 399 passengers. Ooh, that's a lot of passengers, and 18 crew. Cleared to land on Islamabad's runway 10 right, but touched down on runway 10 left. Oh, okay. And here's another one. And
Left,
rolled out
right,
with a
left,
further
right.
incident. Yeah. It's hard to keep those straight, those to keep track of which one's left and which one's right. Pakistan's Bureau of Aircraft Safety Investigation, BASI, released their final report, concluding the probable causes of the incident were they landed on the wrong runway. The flight crew's incorrect interpretation and insufficient adherence to ATC instructions led to landing on the wrong runway. Inadequate cross-verification and monitoring with the flight crew regarding ATC clearances and navigational alignment. Air traffic controllers did not adequately monitor the crew's readbacks of landing clearances and failed to prompt for correction when emissions occurred. The approach controller missed earlier signs of misalignment during the approach phase, which could have allowed for timely corrective action, and the tower controller issued appropriate clearances and followed standard protocols but lacked real-time corrective intervention. So it looks like, they're putting quite a bit of the blame on this on ATC, although I don't know. Ultimately, it's the flight crew's responsibility to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, right?
Yep.
The BASI stated that the crew was told multiple times during the approach to expect an ILS Zulu approach to runway 10 right. The crew readbacks remained unclear, however, mostly omitting the L or R, left or right, and only stating runway 10 and not mentioning the type of approach. The BASI wrote after landing, Flight 724 contacted Islamabad Tower, stating that the aircraft was cleared for RNP approach runway 10 left instead of ILS approach runway 10 right. So I guess maybe the tower controller heard them say that, but didn't correct them. And so I can see now why they're kind of putting a lot of blame on ATC, that, they kind of knew that they were confused at a minimum and didn't do anything, it seems, to correct that. I don't know. Why don't you guys take over with this one?
Yeah.
Sit back and enjoy.
I to a certain extent, I understand why the people the people who are investigating this want to highlight everything that could have corrected the error. But I'm just reading this going, the crew cut short their RT on multiple occasions. They paid lip service to acknowledging full clearances. They didn't repeat back the runway left or right, and that is part of the clearance as well as the approach. They could have, if they'd done their RT correctly, instead of being so lackadaisical about it, they could easily have given air traffic the clue that they weren't going to land on the runway that they were supposed to be landing on it. So whilst air traffic should really demand that they give proper clearances back, read back correctly, I put most of the blame here on the pilots for not doing that as a matter of course, because we're all professionals. This is part of our job. This is just dotting the I's and crossing the T's on your behavior on the flight day to make sure that everyone knows what you're doing and to give the controllers a chance to pick up your errors. If you don't ever say that you're about to make a mistake, what chance has the controller to work it out? Has he really got to correct your RT, and then when you come back with the wrong runway, then he again corrects your mistake, the fact that you misinterpreted the very clear instructions on which runway you're supposed to land on? So I don't have a lot of I'm not fully in agreement with the investigators here by making such a big deal of the tower controllers. I think this lands firmly in the lap of the flight crew, who were just not very disciplined about their procedures on the flight deck and how they use the radio.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you entirely there, Nick, because I think there's a lot of pilots who think that, it sounds cool to shorten the radio transmissions and to, not say what is required. But, that's how the holes in the funyuns line up, We have to concentrate on doing our job well every single time and not just, sound cool for the recording on live ATC after the fact, because it really isn't going to sound cool during the PSV investigation.
What RJ is saying reminds me of early on in my career at Delta, which I can say now for 35 years, but back in the 90s, radio transmissions were getting kind of loosey-goosey, and our company put out a memo back then, and they probably put out that same memo a couple of times since then. But it made a big impression on me. But basically they were saying, look, just use standard phraseology. Don't be so, like, you're clear for takeoff, don't say, Delta 503 rolling or whatever. Just use whatever the terminology is supposed to be, because that keeps mistakes from happening. And I've mentioned many times on the show where in the pattern at various airports, and the one that I flew most approaches to in my career was the Atlanta International Airport, I would hear people just like not read back the runway assignment or the clearance to land on that particular runway. I even heard air traffic controllers do the same thing, just kind of omit certain things. But I always made it a point to try to always say, this is, checking in, vectors for the particular runway, or when they told me I was cleared to land, I always mentioned that actual runway, just in case, that's a safety valve there, right? If you say cleared to land on, 9 left or 9 right or whatever, and they say, did you mean 8 left? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, 8 left. Or you know what I mean? You can really
Absolutely.
catch a major error from occurring if you say something and then the air traffic controller goes, are you sure that's what you mean? And so it's a big safety valve for us to use proper
Absolutely.
phraseology.
Absolutely. Especially when they're parallel runways. I mean, if it's a single runway airport, then fine, clear to land, whatever, that single runway, it's not really going to be too much of an issue. But if it's a parallel runway, like all of these cases, we should be respectful of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to the next one, E, from the Aviation Herald, another final report. This involves a Star Air Embraer ERJ 170, registration Victor Tango Golf Sierra India, performing flight 8216 from Chennai to Bangalore, India, with 34 passengers and 6 crew. They were cleared for takeoff from Chennai's runway 7. They lined up, departed, and completed a seemingly uneventful flight with a landing at Bangalore without further incident. And this occurred on the 25th of February, 2025, so not quite a year ago. A runway inspection at Chennai about 2 hours after the aircraft had landed at Bangalore identified 7 runway edge lights that were broken by the right-hand edge of the runway. It was subsequently identified that 8216 had lined up to the extreme right of the runway. The operator, after being informed about the occurrence, reported that no anomalies had been identified with the aircraft and no damage. The final report said that the pilot command deviated from the lead line on taxiway Kilo and aligned the aircraft on runway 7 edge line and initiated the takeoff roll, thereby damaging 7 runway edge lights on the right side of the runway. While the aircraft was lining up, the pilot in command asked the first officer to call out before takeoff checklist. While the FO was performing the checklist, the aircraft received takeoff clearance, which was read back by the pilot in command. This is a recommended practice in order to minimize interruptions. However, the pilot in command commenced the takeoff roll without ensuring that the FO had completed the checklist. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
By the time the aircraft started rolling, the FO had completed the checklist and realized that the aircraft was not on the center. He's like looking at checklists and looking at switches and everything else and not looking outside, apparently. He realizes at that point that the aircraft's not on the center line and alerted twice the pilot in command to take left. Immediately, the pilot in command veered the aircraft towards the left and continued with the takeoff. The aircraft traveled a distance of approximately 360 meters from the takeoff roll before aligning to the runway center line. So that's about, 1,000 feet? Something like that? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, over 1,000 feet.
Yeah. So they knew that they had initially started the roll on the right side of the runway, but I guess they figured that, no harm, no foul, right?
I mean, maybe they thought there was going to be a formation takeoff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving room for my wingman there. I bet they did.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those special walkarounds in my career.
Yeah, likewise.
Like, hey, I'm going to go outside, while the passengers are deplaning and just kind of take a look at things.
Yeah, have a look-see.
Make sure everything's okay.
It's
Now-
mostly because of FOs, poor FOs.
Oh, yeah, it had nothing
Yeah.
to do with me, of course.
No, absolutely not. No.
Now, interestingly, I am guilty of the same thing that the captain did when he lined up. If I was, I would generally not take the taxiway light, the line in the center of the taxiway that led on to the center of the runway. I would sort of leave it to one side and go straight to the middle of the runway and then turn sharply, just to give myself an extra 20 feet of runway, because that was always a very gentle turn on and you consumed a bit more runway than I was comfortable with. But of course, doing so, they obviously lost sight of that line, which was one of the things that would have helped them make sure that they were lining up on the middle of the runway rather than on the far edge, which is what they did. So, I mean, what I used to do was fine, I suppose, in good weather, but if it was dark or the low vis or whatever, it's not a good idea. So perhaps I should not have done that so often.
Well, but at least you didn't do like the Southwest jet did at Orlando and take off on the taxiway.
That's true. Yes.
Got that going.
Yeah. If the center lines are not white, you might have an issue.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
there are a lot of
Yeah.
there are a lot of reasons why lights are different colors and paint lines
Yeah.
are painted different colors. Yeah, it's just trying to remember exactly what they mean. That's the hard part.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump. This is a good one. Paddle your own canoe. Yay. All right. Yeah.
Oh, I like this one. Yeah, this is a good one.
All right. Woman arrested for impersonating a flight attendant after the airline refused to hire her. I think she might have some issues. An Indonesian woman has been arrested for impersonating a flight attendant after she created a fake uniform and ID badge for an airline that had refused to hire her as a crew member. The 23-year-old woman, later identified as Karen Kairun Nisya, had applied to become a flight attendant at the Indonesian carrier Batik Air. Is that right, RJ?
Batik.
That's right.
It's a form of dyeing cloth by using wax to separate parts of the cloth, and then the dye stays in a particular area. But pretty
very
uniform.
beautiful fabric.
Yeah. Well, anyway, according to what's the guy's name again? Mazuz, whatever his name, Matoush. She was knocked back at the interview stage.
Oh, good job she wasn't knocked up.
Well, she wasn't knocked up. She was knocked back, which seems kind of violent to me. I don't know. Very violent. Afraid to tell her family that she had been rejected, however, she allegedly came up with an elaborate plan to deceive everyone into thinking that she had, in fact, been hired. She bought a counterfeit version of Batik Air's distinctive uniform, which comprises a white kabaya blouse and a patterned skirt online, and even managed to get hold of a fake airline ID badge. Now that is concerning to me.
Yeah, that's a worry.
She then went to the airport, bought a normal passenger ticket. That's the only thing I think that really kind of helped save her on this one, I think. And to travel on this flight from Palembang's Sultan Mahmud Badarudin II airport. Let me just say Palembang's airport to Jakarta's international airport. During the flight, however, the real flight attendants became suspicious of Nisha after noticing subtle differences in her kabaya blouse. They struck up a conversation with her and tested her knowledge of basic crew procedures, which she didn't know the answers to. Concerned about her intentions, the crew radioed ahead for aviation security officers to meet the plane on arrival, and she was taken into custody for questioning.
Was she trying to do the service or something? I mean, if she was just traveling as a passenger, why would they be suspicious and start questioning her?
Because it was a
law against that, is there?
A fashion failure.
You're wearing the same clothes as I am. You can't come to the party.
That's an important thing. You know, the women notice those things. She should have realized that before she boarded the airplane without the actual.
And she might have flashed her fake ID, which would have been a bad thing.
Yeah.
Having a fake ID is a bad thing.
She initially denied any wrongdoing, but later admitted impersonating a flight attendant. Embarrassingly for her detention was filmed by aviation security officers, and a video of her admitting her deception was later made public. So, you know, in an effort to avoid embarrassment and shame to her family, she
goes spread all over the internet. Yeah, she's now an internet sensation, has become a millionairess.
Yeah, right. Like at least a dozen people will know about this now.
Yes, very true. Yes. I mean, she's not something she could have kept up for very long if she had to buy a passenger ticket every time she wanted to go to work.
Not really go to work.
Oh, very good, yes.
The airline must be very happy. You know, it's one additional passenger.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of publicity out of it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Perhaps they'll recruit her now.
Probably not. All right, we're going to end the news segment with this from FoxNews.com. This happened up in Canada. Passengers were baffled and confused after screams burst from beneath the aircraft floor, taxiing Air Canada plane. Passengers described... No, I know. You know, are we surprised that the image that they've chosen for this Air Canada flight was a 787 above?
Well, at least it's Air Canada. I mean, that's a bonus.
Got that part.
Come
right.
on,
You're right.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Anyway, passengers described hearing frantic, muffled screams as Air Canada flight moved toward takeoff. They were reportedly left horrified last month when chilling screams suddenly echoed from beneath the cabin moments before takeoff. According to the officials, a ground crew member became trapped inside the plane's cargo hold when doors were inadvertently closed behind him. This incident happened on December 13th when Air Canada Flight 1502 was preparing to depart Toronto Pearson for Moncton, New Brunswick. Yeah, 787s would be a little bit overkill, wouldn't it, for that short flight? This Airbus flight, which was carrying 184 passengers, I'm assuming it was probably like a narrow-body baby bus, maybe a 320 or a 321. It doesn't say, I don't believe. But anyway, passengers told the CBC that distressing sounds of muffled banging and desperate screams quickly filled the rear of the cabin as it began taxiing toward the runway, prompting flight attendants to sprint down the aisle in alarm. Some of the people that were sitting towards the back of the plane heard the person screaming and banging, trying to get their attention. We could see the crew gathering around the plane, so we knew something was happening, she added. And then the pilot tells us that there is someone from the crew in the luggage hold. He probably made it clear that it was not the flight crew. Yeah, ground crew. The aircraft reportedly halted before reaching the runway. Moments later, the trapped... This is the part that I'm confused about, that I'm glad that I have two Airbus experts with me on the show today. Moments later, the trapped ground crew member emerged safely from the cargo and entered the cabin, reassuring shaken passengers that he was unharmed. So, is there a way for you to go from the cargo compartment into
Not
the
in an
passenger
Airbus.
cabin?
Well, there was in the 340.
Oh.
From the forward cargo hold, you could open a door, go into the avionics bay, and then climb up the stairs through the trapdoor onto the flight deck.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
By the way, it was a 319, or at least today's flight was a 319. So
okay.
But I don't know if that same door was apparent. Was in the baby buses.
I mean, I fly the 319 as well, and we do not have a method of going from the cargo hold into the passenger cabin. Though the aft cargo hold is pressurized, but it is it's conditioned.
So I'm thinking,
who would?
I'm thinking that what probably happened is they returned to the gate. And the guy got out of they opened up the cargo hold door, and then he went into, via the jetway or whatever, into the cabin, and just to reassure all the passengers that he was okay.
Yeah,
That's
here I am.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think that they really did a very good job of explaining that, though, in this article.
True.
I mean, also they did use a photo of a 787, so I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking. Yeah, just.
Well, let's blame
another
Boeing
example.
for it anyway.
Maybe he had a sawzall. Maybe he had a sawzall. He could cut through the. The floor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
The thing that really, they say it's because it's like somebody decided to give the normal ground crew a hand, extra pair of hands in loading bags and that kind of thing. I'm thinking, when I first read this, I'm thinking, I think I know what happened. And RJ, I think you'll agree with me, and maybe Captain Nick as well. But I know that in the narrow body world, when we're doing our walk-arounds, it's not unusual for us to see, let's just say, the ground crew in the cargo compartments, like... relaxing, maybe closing their eyes for a few moments.
I think they're probably checking the integrity of the ceiling, is what they're doing.
Yes.
On their back, they're laying down and they're checking the integrity of the ceiling. Yeah, it's a very, it's a hard job. Someone's got to do it. I'm glad they're doing it. Yeah.
It is a tough
So
job.
what time of the year was this? It was in January. It's pretty bloody cold,
Canada.
isn't it?
Pretty cold.
I mean,
but if you're
it's Canada. It's
dressed
cold
properly.
12 months out of the year.
Yeah, I guess. December the 13th it happened at Toronto. Well, you know what they're like at Toronto? They're all a bunch of cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a bunch of cowboys at Toronto. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, and that's true. It would if that for that to apply, Liz. I think you would agree that would have had to been the province of Alberta, right? That's where all the cowboys are in Canada. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Getting to know us. Time of the show where we find out what's been happening with the hosts that are present on this particular episode. I am having trouble with my words. Anyway, so RJ, we're going to start with you because it's been a while. I don't know.
Yes.
It hasn't been a full year, has it?
It has not. No, it has not.
Okay.
It has not. It's I would say it's been at least 6 months. Yeah. It has been too long.
been too
That's
long.
definitely. Yeah.
You thought you could get away from us, but
Nope. Reeled right back in. It's been actually a few months. It's been I've been mostly working, staying busy with that, doing some CAP flying, some GA flying here and there. But other than that, my sister and my nieces came into town to visit for a while, so I was busy with that for a little bit. That took away from the day-to-day of going to work and flying, and I spent some time at home. I managed to manipulate my schedule such that I could stay home and spend some time with them. They're both on the younger side, so that's it's good to do that. Other than that, holiday season flying has always been busy. It always is busy. We're coming out of it right now, so in January it's decent, and I'm looking forward to the next few months. I am though planning on going to Singapore for my annual visit to visit my folks in February next month. So I am going to be there from the 16th of February to the 1st of March. So I am thinking if anyone of our listeners who are available there and want to meet up or anything, I'm more than happy to do that. So we can maybe do an unofficial APG meetup if you're interested, if you're listening, if you're interested in meeting up, please send either Jeff or Liz or someone a message saying that you're interested, and then they can put you in touch with me, and then we can figure out the rest.
And I know the perfect place to conduct your meetup. You need to go to the Long Bar in Raffles Hotel in Singapore.
Yeah.
And all
what
have
is this?
Singapore gin slings.
Singapore sling. That's right. Have a couple of Singapore slings, sit around and crack some peanuts and throw the shells on the ground.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, Jeff will pick up the bill.
Well,
I'm putting it all on the company card.
I'm wondering if I need to fly out and.
You definitely. If you've never been to the Long Bar.
Yeah. Oh, such a good experience.
And when is this again?
February 16th. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I have to think about
it's
that.
a 2-week period. You have a lot of time.
I'll just non-rev on Delta then. Wait a minute. We don't fly to Singapore.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Well, you can get partway. You can get to
South Korea.
You can get to South Korea, and then from there,
Would that be probably the best way to do it?
I would think so. Or go down to Australia, and then from Australia you can.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. You could.
Yeah, no
I mean,
kidding.
yeah.
It'll take me 2 weeks to get there.
No one's asking you to walk, Jeff.
Where are you?
Don't you go to Kuala Lumpur or Penang or anything
No,
like that?
we don't. No, unfortunately, they have reduced a lot of flying to the Southeast Asia right now.
Oh, golly. Bangkok?
Nope.
But Jeff could have gone to Bangkok, sorted himself out for a couple of nights, and then
that's right.
got on to
I
Singapore.
need to investigate that place.
Yeah, you do. You clearly do.
So we were having some discussion before we started the show recording, and there was maybe some rumors that perhaps a certain airline that I used to fly for may end up increasing some of their, adding some destinations and increasing frequencies to some of those
Asian
aforementioned
countries.
cities in the future. That would be kind of cool.
We are all looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
excellent.
Yep.
Well, so nice to see you.
Thank you.
RJ. Thanks for joining us
No
on the
problems.
show, and we hope to see more of you.
Absolutely.
more frequently.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see more of you. Actually, let me
No,
change that.
yeah.
We want to see you more.
We're
often.
seeing an adequate amount already, but
We're at just the right amount.
yeah.
Yeah. We won't zoom out too much on this camera.
All right, Captain Nick.
Okay. What's happened this week? Oh, yeah. I got a lovely message from Nia Bendove, who is a friend of mine because he suggested a couple of Plaintail subjects, which turned out to be really interesting, really good. And one about, organizing the defection of a MiG-21, which was at the time a brand new Soviet airplane, and everyone wanted to get their hands on one, and the Israelis did that brilliantly, and a few other Israeli stories, which I've made Plaintails of, so that was great. Anyway, Nia was had visited before and was coming in to London for his birthday. In fact, him and his lovely wife, Susan, who was with him, and they were going to see some shows, and they said, why don't we get together for lunch? So I jumped on a train and went up to join them, and we had a nice time. We wandered round Camden Market in Camden Locks, part of London. It's a rather scruffy part of London, but very good. It's very interesting, with lots of colourful graffiti and interesting features. But it's the sort of place that a lot of people like to visit. So that was great. And
Kind of urban
we
feel to it.
Sorry?
Like a urban kind of.
Very much so, yeah. And a lot of strangely dressed people. There's a good old. He would have been a punk back in the time when punks were fashionable. That was many years ago now, but now he's an old punk. Yes,
He's living in the past.
exactly. But I did manage to get a quick bit of video, and if that's okay, I'll like to play that. Okay, let me whack that up, as they say in the business.
Well, avert your eyes,
Jeff.
please.
It's Captain Nick, and would you believe I'm in Mexico? And I've just flown over to here to meet our lovely friend Nia, and with his lovely wife Susan, but she doesn't want to chat, so I'm just going to ask Nia to tell us what the hell he's doing in Camden Town, because that's where we really are. But we found a nice Mexican restaurant. So I'm going to pan across and let Nia explain what he's doing in the UK, and, do his usual thing of entertaining us for 5 minutes. So, Nia, how is it going? How is life treating you?
Life is treating us very well.
Good.
Came to London to celebrate our birthday. Mine was yesterday.
Excellent.
Susan's is in 3 days. So we decided to do it in freezing cold London, although today is a little better.
Yeah, I can think of better places to go to enjoy a birthday.
Yeah, but
why London?
Why London? Because I cannot change my birthday. Susan likes to see some show.
Hi,
You want a sherry, right?
What?
Tuna tostada.
No, that's
Oh, that's me.
Okay, flautas?
that's me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
That's great. Food's arrived.
Food's arrived.
We'll keep this fairly short. And we've got beer as well. More beer, bigger women. Longer runways, faster aeroplanes.
Say that again?
More beer, bigger women, longer runways, and faster aeroplanes.
Oh, well.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So you're having a good time?
Yeah, we're having a great time. We arrived here, it was just 1 degree C. What, that's 34, 32, 34 F.
Yeah.
But today's up in 10 degrees, 11 degrees. That's in the 50s, 40s, 50s. Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Excellent. Cheers.
And we're going to shows in the evening.
Oh, what are you going to see?
What are we going to see? We saw Wicked, and we're going to see Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton, that's great. You know, I caught COVID for the first time in the seeing Hamilton here in London. So I hope the same doesn't happen to you.
Oh, we hope so too. We hope so too. And then we go up to Manchester area tomorrow, and Wednesday we fly back. A short in and out.
A short visit then.
Short visit, 5-6 days, and that's it.
Well, I'm delighted that we got a chance to say hello then.
Yes, we made a point of trying to catch up with you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's great to see you, and great to see your lovely wife, Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and enjoy your birthday and have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Any last-minute comments for Jeff?
No, ask him to come over. Jeff should come over to have some Mexican food in London, right?
Yeah, exactly right. That's good.
All right.
And traditionally, of course, we ask you to hand this clip back to Jeff in the studio.
So, back over to you, Jeff, in the studio.
Excellent. Thanks very much, and catch you next time.
Thank you. Okay, wait. I'm trying to catch it. Okay, here.
There we go.
Thank
So
you.
you've got it.
Thank you, Neil.
Well,
And it was. I did hear something from Susan. Several
just
little utterances.
just a couple of
from her.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great fun, and I left them to enjoy the delights of the market, and then Rod tried to get back to Waterloo in time for my train and missed it, so I had to sit for 45 minutes in that stinky station, going, how many more
Enjoying the
people?
ambiance.
Yes, how many more people can come up and ask for my money? But there you go. It was great. Now, what else we got? Cover art for, the last show. Oh, yeah, good old Sam. He came up with the one. Now, we had lots of good suggestions, like bad things come in threes. We had a lot of helicopter crashes last week. Running backwards, that was Steph. Confusion at JFK. A Cornish hen, 320 out of gas. But Sam had amused me enormously when he came up with his description of the A320 in his company, because they nicknamed it the Atari Ferrari. I don't think I'd ever describe an A320 as a Ferrari, but it's not that quick. But certainly it's definitely an Atari. It's got lots of computers.
The Boeing 757 is the Atari.
Oh, was it?
It is,
Oh, was that
yes.
what's the
That's what-
Atari bit then? Has it got computers?
Because it's like really, really old technology.
Oh, right.
Like the Atari,
okay.
right?
Well, it didn't
RJ,
really affect...
That's correct. Yeah, that's a nickname for the 7.5 is the Atari Ferrari.
Ah, okay,
So, yeah.
right. I misunderstood. Fair enough. But with that and the little card that you're supposed to swap with people, I've got of it. I've had too many 757s in my life lately. Anyway, we saw what we could do with an Atari Ferrari, and of course we came up with an Atari painted Ferrari. But we had to make it vaguely aeroplane-like, so the gull wing doors became proper wings, and it had tail fins as well to shoot. So AJ said, "You've got 4 doors on that thing." yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I thought it looked pretty good actually. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Right, where did I hide the Easter egg? Sorry, Jeff.
I'm sorry. I love the tail fins on.
Oh, it looks good, doesn't it?
Rad. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're a pedestrian, you could just lose your head over that. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get too close.
No, definitely not. So for the little Easter eggs, where's the penguin? Well, he's a bonnet ornament, and that's where he is, exactly up there at the top of the bonnet. And how about the show number? You like that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, go to the next slide. Okay, you see the pipes and bits that are up a bit, just above there. Look in there. Look in there. Look in there amongst those pipes. No, not in the glass.
In the
just
pipes,
below.
right below
yeah,
the
look
cursor.
amongst the
Yeah.
pipes in that.
Oh, I see.
No,
No.
Keep back to where you were.
Back up to the window.
Yeah,
Right
there. 690. You're almost on them.
Yeah,
Put your glasses on. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, one of them does look like eyeballs and like a.
Well, there you go. And the show logo, bottom of the window. There you go. A little bit of
Nice
window
place for it.
etching. Brilliant. So that was last week's, and it looks like we've already got some good ideas for this week. Yeah. So good luck. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Oh, my turn. So actually, something happened that I could talk about other than me singing, which is what I do each and every week. But let's see, what was it? Just yesterday, I think. No, wait, Tuesday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So we're recording the show on Wednesday the 14th, so Tuesday the 13th. Well, the week before, I was contacted by Armando from the PTUK, formerly, and also the star of one of the YouTube influencer Mr. Beast's stunts, or whatever you want to call it. He was the star of the episode where he stayed for 100 days on a private jet, Mr. Beast's private jet, and he succeeded, and he, for that, won the airplane itself, a Hawker private jet. So anyway, he's quite a celebrity now, and but he was a celebrity in all of our minds before he was ever, on the Mr. Beast kind of thing. This is a picture that Liz is showing in the video of one of the airplanes, one of the two airplanes, which are identical, just different tail numbers, that he flies for a couple of brothers, private jet, Hawker 800, beautiful airplane, and that was what he flew in on to Atlanta. And he was staying near the airport. I picked him up from the Hilton Hotel, and we went over to where AJ works. And we've heard AJ explain to us before what he does there, and it's part of the FAA Atlanta Tower controller training or something. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that, but it's part of the. Well, you know what? I think we may actually talk a little bit about it in the audio that I recorded. So let me, so as not to duplicate my efforts here, let me go ahead and play that. Yeah, you can show the slides while I'm playing this. And let me see. I gotta go back to Evernote, and that's not Evernote. And hit this button here, and hopefully it'll play. Well, hey crew, we are here today. Who's we? AJ, myself, and our special guest, Armando Carrion. And he flew in on his private jet gig, and we ended up going over to the FAA, what is it called?
The Southern Regional Office.
FAA Southern Regional Office, where they have a setup. This is AJ's job, where he works as a, well, I'm going to let him tell you because I'm going to screw it all up. So I'm going to hand this over to AJ to begin with, and then we're going to hand it over to Armando. So here you go.
So it's the position is a remote pilot operator. So basically, I manage the simulator for air traffic control training. Long story about who gets involved in that training, where they come from, where they go to, but basically it's just VFR tower training. So people that are getting to know a kind of a Class Delta airport or just a VFR regular smaller airport tower, learning all the ins and outs of that kind of airplanes that could possibly go in there. But the really neat thing was getting an opportunity to put Jeff and Armando in the seat and make them see what it's like to be a real air traffic controller.
I do not like it.
So I'll let Armando tell you a little bit more about that and his experiences. And I think there was a great statement that he said about something he's never ever going to do again. But I'll let him tell you all about that. So here's Armando.
Yeah. So there we were.
Crying.
We thought it was going to be easy.
Oh yeah.
No, I think we all have a lot of friends that are controllers in all capacities in ATC. Just sitting at a VFR tower. If you guys can imagine Colorado Springs, so parallel runways with a crossing runway. We started with Jeff being on the ground position, and I was a local controller. Very quickly, we started sweating. If you think sweating in the airplane simulator is a thing, we started sweating pretty quickly. And I looked over at Jeff, and he was already cross-eyed
I already bailed out. AJ had to take over for me.
Was it a bad? It was probably a bad sign that we had to have 3 of their staff, 3 of AJ's coworkers, come in and save everything that we had messed up in literally about 10 minutes of sitting at both of those positions. I think my favorite part, aside from sweating and looking over at Jeff sweating, was I was awarded the Golden Tow Bar award. I managed to do it about 3 times. What's the Golden Tow Bar?
So when you taxi 2 airplanes, give them instructions in order to end up basically being beak to beak, meaning they are nose to nose staring at each other, wondering where they're going to go now.
Ruh-roh.
On a very tight taxiway.
It's amazing. I have a whole new respect for all controllers, but especially those 2 positions, because it was pretty hectic right away, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be a piece of cake, and we were going to show them how to do it.
Isn't that what all pilots think?
Yeah, I know.
I can do it all, right?
I really quickly found that my job as an airline pilot, or just a single pilot, whatever, it was so much easier. Just one airplane, one thing to worry about, and I have newfound respect for all those people out there in the air traffic control world.
And that was problem 1A.
I know.
That was
like super simple.
The most priceless part of it that I saw was that when Armando and Jeff both asked me, they're like, "Oh, that was kind of busy." I was like, "No, that was the beginner problem." That's where they start. It only goes downhill from there.
Yeah, well, let's just say the lesson learned for me is take a couple moments after you call ATC, because yes, we all know they may be busy. Now I saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
So maybe give them a couple potatoes before you call them back and joke to your other pilot that they forgot you, because yeah, it was something else. That was cool. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
That was really, really cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for giving us the tour of the jet. This is
Yeah, we're at the jet, the Hawker jet out here. It's amazing, beautiful airplane.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kick you guys out. You look like squatters right now. This is a pretty nice Hawker 800. We've got the APU running. We're on the ramp here at Atlanta Hartsfield, and these guys look like they're gonna go somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, where are we going?
They let Jeff on the ramp at Atlanta Hartsfield. That's kind of concerning. So somebody's going to come look for him in a second.
Yeah, this is not the airline side of the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like when you bounce.
Not recognized.
It's like when you bounce a check and they put your picture on the wall.
Yeah.
You think Delta Airlines just has your picture? Don't let this guy in.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You can start flying private from now on.
All right.
Anyway, AJ, thanks for the opportunity. Jeff, it's always great to see your face, and hopefully we get to do that much more.
All right.
You got to throw it back to Jeff in the studio.
All right, Jeff, back to you in the studio.
Thank you. Got it. That's the second time somebody's thrown something to me or at me. Yeah, what a great time. And I can't state it enough how difficult it was, just that first starter scenario in that Academy Field simulator, and all the people calling up, and that's my frustration there. The picture that Liz is showing there, with all the little paper strips, and then those are for all the people that had instrument clearances, but there were also a bunch of airplanes out there that didn't, and there were no strips for them, the VFR flights, and it's like, who, what, say again your call sign, where are you, what are you doing, what am I, and then of course, not being familiar with the layout of the airport as far as the different taxiway, names and that kind of thing. I think that it would be a little bit easier once you kind of were more familiar with the layout of the airport, and which taxiways were whatever. We were kept having to refer to the little printout that they had on the desk there to figure out where to tell people to go. And as Armando mentioned, it was very, very easy to get screwed up and have 2 airplanes coming at each other on the same taxiway, opposite direction, and it was a lot of fun, though. It was definitely eye-opening, and I do, as I said in the audio, have newfound respect for the people that do the controlling out there. That's not an easy job.
Now, Jeff, I have one question. Did they actually let you see the infamous landline?
No, I didn't see a landline there.
Oh,
maybe that's because there isn't one.
You did. I'm not saying anything. Let the record show I have not said either way on that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how realistic the that environment was that they're recreating there.
Right.
Probably not super realistic, but you felt just like you do when you go into an aircraft simulator.
Sure.
It doesn't take long for you to
No.
be there. You're there.
Yeah.
Everything is real, and the same thing happened there. And I'm looking at all these airplanes out there and trying to figure out what I'm supposed to say to them and who they are and where they're going. It's just a big mess.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. We went over to Manchester Arms, a place on Virginia Avenue,
Yeah.
just a few blocks north of the FAA building that we were in, right there at Atlanta Hartsfield International, and had a nice lunch there, and then went over to the Signature Aviation where Armando's jet was parked. Not his jet, but the company, the guys that he's working for, where that was parked, and he gave us the grand tour of the jet, and that's where we made the recording inside that cabin. So we'll have all those pictures included in our show notes, and you can kind of see what that whole thing looked like, the simulator and also the jet.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. Really enjoyed. Enjoyed that.
It seemed like it was really fun. Yeah, it would be nice if you know, the FAA did some sort of a mobile version of this at like AirVenture or Oshkosh or something. You know, at one of those, just so that, you know, the public could see what it actually takes to, you know, for air traffic controllers to do their job well. You know, the only
come on,
way...
RJ. They're trying to get more recruits, not put people off.
You know, I think I stand corrected. You know what? You're 100% correct. Yeah.
I do. I want to say one more thing. AJ, when he was there, kind of helping us and kind of suggesting what we're supposed to say. That. Hello. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. All of a sudden, my audio just disappeared in my headphones. But the thing that was really quite impressive to me is AJ. I know he hasn't been working there for that heck of a long time, but he sounded like he was a seasoned air traffic controller, and he was just spitting out all the right things to say and knew exactly where to look. And, you know, so I was impressed with AJ's skills as an air traffic controller. I mean, I was actually, yeah, as Liz just said, I was quite surprised. No, I wasn't. AJ is a very sharp. Captain Nick and I got a chance to see AJ's driving skills.
Very impressive.
At the Porsche experience, and so he's a very talented individual, and he just, I mean, I think that AJ could probably step into the tower cab at the Atlanta International Airport and probably have not too much difficulty in taking.
He's
over
so good. He
and
could have been the captain with Titanic.
Yeah, he's that good. AJ, I'm sorry. So that's the way Captain Nick shows his love for you right there. It's tough.
Yeah,
love.
it's hard love. Yeah.
Okay, what Liz? Oh, coffee fun time. Okay, here we go.
Johnny, how much more coffee? No thanks.
I'll take some. I love coffee. I love tea.
I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and Java and me. A cup.
Oh, yeah. The Coffee Fund. It's your way to support the show financially if you feel like it. And no requirement. I mean, we do this because we think it's a lot of fun. Although, I don't know, maybe sometimes I think we should have our heads examined for that. But anyway, Coffee Fund is a way to support us financially if you'd like. And a couple different ways to do that. One is called the Coffee Fund Classic Method, which is essentially the PayPal donation page. And since the last episode, we don't have any contributors to that. But, you know, it hasn't been that long between the last time we recorded. So if you're interested in doing like a one-off donation or every now and then kind of thing, that's the perfect way to do it. And the other way is to become a patron of the show via patreon.com. And yay, we got a new producer, Chuck Kelleher, signed up to be a patron. And so thank you so much, Chuck, for signing up. A lot of great folks out there who are patrons of the show. and we do appreciate their contributions. And if you want to join this wonderful group of folks, please head over to airlinepilotguide.com/coffee. You'll be glad you did, and we will too. Oh, Lord Alpha Juliet says, and I was about to say thanks. Maybe that was for some comment that Captain Nick had made. I'm assuming, because I said all the stuff that I said was pretty nice, I thought. But anyway, no? Some time for feedback, huh? Okay.
Way to go. Why not?
Beautiful. Well, we're going to be able to knock out some feedback, huh? All right. Let me get that queued up over here in Evernote. And then, I need to queue up one more thing. A little behind the scenes action here. Let me share my screen and find the window to share. Google Chrome has accessed your screen and system audio 7,079 times in the past 90 days.
I'm sure you were very intrigued to know that.
I'm impressed, actually, with that.
In the last 90 days, wow.
I'm very proud of that, I think.
Wow.
I think Google Chrome is current.
Yeah, it is, I think. Oh, okay. I'm trying.
No messing. Come on.
I'm dealing with just a laptop screen right now, so with all the other windows that are on here. So I'm desperately trying to find my Evernote thing here. Okay. Let's do some feedback.
Captain, incoming message.
We received this feedback from a Canadian, Bill Salton. He titled his feedback, Angry Puppy Bites. Wondering what he means by that. Hello, Captain Jeff and highly favored APG crew, none of which are here with us today, by the way. You have probably seen that. I'm not going to get any reaction from anybody.
No,
on that?
I was shaking my head.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
You have probably seen this, and apologies if you have. Yes, we have, and we've actually played this video on the show, Bill, but it's worth seeing and watching again. Let's see. So I'm attaching a video from YouTube of a stall test gone sideways, apparently during certification of the MD-95/Boeing 717. Of course, we all know that Captain Jeff flew both the Mad Dog and the Angry Puppy for many years. Puppies can still bite, and they have those nasty little hypodermic teeth. Yeah, they're very sharp. What is most impressive to me is the pilot's composure after their aircraft rolls upside down, begins a thrill ride towards the earth. I believe the pilot said, "Whoops." I absolutely would have unleashed a string of expletives before hopefully recovering the aircraft. There was, quote, a lot of brown on their PFDs as well. It was also great to see the coordination and coaching that went on during the event, even ending with a congratulatory handshake. Thanks very much for a great year of shows. I haven't missed a single one and look forward to every show.
Good job.
Have a great holiday season and look forward to more shows in 2026. Again, this is from Bill in Toronto, YYZ. And so he included a link to this video. And as we've said, we have seen this before, but it's definitely worth watching again. So if you'll pop that into the, and then I'll see if I can find the window that I need to look at. Okay, here we go. Okay, I should set this up. It's the certification of the MD-95-717, and part of the certification is experiencing the stall characteristics of said jet. Demonstrating, yes. And this kind of took a little nasty turn that they weren't expecting. So here we go.
91, 92, 29, 28, 7.
Superimposed an image of that jet in the upper right-hand corner. installed. Oh, now they're upside down. Now they're going straight down. Lots of brown in the PFD. Just another day at work. That was an exciting ride there, and they were very calm, cool, and collected during the whole thing. And as Bill mentioned, the guy sitting in the right seat was very supportive and kind of helping out and being very calm.
While he composed his letter to HR.
You know, at that point, Captain Nick, I'm thinking he's never going to see another human ever again in his life, except for the guy that's sitting next to him who got them into that stall. Not spin, thankfully, but wow.
Incipient at least. Yeah,
it flicked. Definitely flicked, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it stalled quite unevenly, so obviously one wing wasn't completely stalled, the other one was, which rolled it. What surprised me was how much back pressure they put on the control column when they were inverted, because I was going, guys, this is the time to unload, first of all to unstall the wings, and then just roll the right way around. Whereas they actually almost pulled through. They continued to pitch until they were nigh on 90 degrees nose down, in which case just pick a horizon and go for it. But it was lovely to see the fact they got out of it all right, but that was definitely not the way it was necessarily supposed to go.
No.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've experienced that.
Well, you cut your teeth
usually
on
a line flight.
Not in that airplane, at least. In the T-37, that looked pretty normal.
Oh,
but, not in an MD-95/717.
No. I take my hat off to the test pilots that do that with airliners regularly, because I mean, there's an awful lot riding on a test like that. Not only the cost of the aircraft, but also the success of the test. And if you find out there's a flaw which makes the aircraft difficult to control in some regimes, that can put severe implications on the possible sales. So, and the certification as well. There's a lot riding on trips like that.
Yeah. Not to mention, if you pull too hard, you rip the wings off, and that's
yes. Well, I mean,
that's not recoverable.
I can't watch a movie like that without thinking back to the two guys in the BAC 111 that was caught in a deep stall, and they tried everything they could to break out this aircraft out of the deep stall, because the tailplane had been blanked by the fact that they'd stalled this BAC 111. And, they rode that aircraft into the ground, but everyone on board died, trying various techniques to get the aircraft out of this condition. And it was such a dreadful situation to be in. But they stayed so professional right to the end. Everyone was just amazed at how, how they just continued to do their job right until the last moment, Just incredible.
Yep. I think 99.9% of the pilots out there, trained professional pilots, would do the same. It's
exactly
this
right.
is part of my job, and hopefully this is a good outcome. But if not, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Yep. Very much so.
All right. Let's continue then. Thank you again, Bill, for sending that in and reminding us of that instance that we never really want to see again. Let's see. This is from Steve Allen. Airplane dress code. Let's see.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
not-
we love that. Wow,
So
that's a good
he
idea.
says, "Morning, Liz, from across the pond. I'm not far from. It's okay for us to share this with everybody. Okay, thank you. I'm not far from Captain Nick in the Surrey, Hampshire, Berkshire borders, close to Blackbush. What was it called?
Blackbush
Berkshire?
Airport?
Berkshire.
Berkshire, yes.
Berkshire, not Berkshire. Okay. Then why did they spell it with an A? Okay. Close to the Blackbush Airport. I was wondering what you guys thought about Mr. Duffy's views that airline passengers should dress up. My father worked for a big British carrier, so I was used to wearing a suit on planes from a young age because that was a requirement for staff travel. Now, as a grown-up working in an office, I try to avoid suiting up outside of work whenever I can, even on an airplane. Do you guys have any views either way? Love the show. Keep up the good work, Steve. Who wants to start by expressing their viewpoint on this?
Well, I don't know. I associate people dressing well with the old eras of aviation when actually only people with money, with a decent amount of money, could afford to fly, particularly long haul. So they dressed what was probably their normal day dress, nice dresses and suits and stuff. They behaved appropriately on the aircraft instead of coming on board in flip-flops and T-shirts and drinking until they were, blind drunk and then abusing everyone on board. So, yeah, I don't think what you wear is important. I think it's just how you behave.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can carry yourself well even if you wear a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. It's just a matter of how do you interact with everyone around you. Are you one that carries yourself well and treats everyone else with respect, or are you one that thinks that the whole world revolves around you? And I think that is not something that you can fix with a dress code. I think that takes a little bit more work, and I don't think.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think a carte blanche requirement is going to fix that.
No, I agree.
I agree with him regarding the fact that when on the early days of non-rev travel in my career, it was a requirement that we dress up in a suit or a sport coat, or because I think the thinking was that there's a good chance, or there's a chance at least, that you could be seated in the first class compartment. And because at that time, most of the people were, well, maybe not, but most of the people up there, or some of the people were, more dressed up, more appropriately dressed in business attire and that kind of thing. They started obviously, loosening the requirements for dress, but they still require you to look decent and behave, as you say. That's the most important part of this, is not necessarily what you're wearing, but how you're behaving. I still tend to dress up when I fly because that's just something that's ingrained in me. But I don't wear a tuxedo or white tie, Liz, but not quite that dressed.
We'd like to see you in one though, Jeff. That would look good.
Well, maybe when you go to my
playing the
funeral,
piano,
you'll see me in it. Anyway,
with the
thing
candelabra.
Yeah.
Glittery
Liberace.
jacket. Yes, that's who I was gaming
Yeah,
at.
I got it. I kind of equate this more with some. I'm not so sure I would completely agree with the fact that the people, that in a certain way I agree, Nick, that the people that could afford to fly were the people that did have the money, the wealth to do it, and it wasn't a common thing as it is now. But I also think that there are examples or instances of people who had saved for many months or years to make that flight, and it was such an important thing for them that they wanted to dress up because just out of respect for the how special that occasion was.
Yeah, good point.
And,
absolutely.
Like going to a church or going to invited to a wedding, you don't wear your flip-flops or jeans or t-shirt.
No.
Right? It's a special event that you're attending. It's funny. It reminds me of the current state of the attire that people wear when they go to church. It was said by someone, I don't recall who, that the people that are the most wealthy in the congregation are wearing stuff to church that looks like they're just either coming back or about to leave on a beach vacation, and they've just arrived from the beach, and wearing flip-flops and shorts and t-shirts and that kind of thing. And turns out that the people usually that are really dressed to the nines are the ones that aren't wealthy, that don't have a lot of money, but they understand how important it is, where they are and what they're doing, that they're the ones that are all dressed up. So it's kind of almost flip-flopped, which is not, I don't mean flip-flop like what you wear, but inverted.
No, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit of all that. But I think the most important thing that you can say about this, and I think that you and RJ have, Captain Nick and RJ has made this a clear thing, is that it's much more important as to the way you behave when you're on a flight, not what you're wearing.
Oh, exactly right.
Main Man Micah in our audience says, in general, at least here in the U.S., people dress down. Now, male teachers don't wear jackets and ties. Bankers often wear polo shirts. It's just not as it once was. And some people, Main Man Micah, will argue that that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So, again, I think we all have our... and the only thing else that I'll mention about attire on an airplane, and you've heard us talk about this time and time again, I know you're heading down to the Caribbean or whatever, a beach vacation, and you're really ready to be dressed for that occasion, wearing your flip-flops or whatever. But think about where you are when you're taking off. So if you're up in Cleveland or Buffalo or Toronto this time of year and you're going down there to the great beach weather, wait until you get down there to wear all your beach stuff. Don't wear it on the jet, because, if they have an aborted takeoff and you have to do an emergency evacuation in your flip-flops, you're going to wish that you had worn more appropriate shoes. Yeah, like the landing in Toronto last year.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Jeff.
Yeah, dress to egress.
Dress to egress. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Did you just make that up?
No, I think someone else has said it before.
I'm going to note that down for a show title.
I'm admiring... I'm admiring RJ's I Love Me wall behind him, and all the prints and airplane models and everything. So those airplanes that are prints of those airplanes, are you flown all those airplanes?
No, those are prints I have not flown any of those airplanes. No. Some of them are photos that I've taken. So
nicely
way back
done.
when. So
nice.
But others are just gifts that people have given me. So
very nice.
Good job.
I love it.
Yeah. So back when I was avid photographer.
My wife never let me have that kind of a love me wall or love me room or anything.
It's
like
limited to this room and nowhere else, though.
Well, hey, at least you got one.
Yeah.
I would have taken a closet or something. Yeah. Oh, Metrodoc says, I dress for the possible evacuation. No flip-flops, shorts, etc. Yeah. Well, you're a smart guy.
No footwear or trousers. Oh, that's a worry.
Yeah, that's...
What occasion are we talking about? The special flights.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I like those flights. All right. Well, thank you, Steve Allen, for posing that question. Les Yaw, which is always a good thing, right? That's his actual name, actually. Biffle accident, and so he writes in from Mason City, Iowa. He's a commercial trucker. Hi, gang. Captain Steve. I think Captain Steve doesn't use that many. He does use a lot of E's in his name, but not that many. Is a recently retired 777 captain. He has been doing short videos regarding flying, what to expect, answering people's questions or public's questions. Since retiring and the DCA helicopter airline crash, he's been doing more accident reporting. In this video that he's included a link to, he reviews the pilot ratings of the three on the ill-fated Cessna Citation 550 of Greg Biffle. Plus, he's found 4 interesting NTSB citation post-accident incident reports and has possible tie-ins from those reports with the Biffle crash. We're not going to actually play any part of that video, but we do have it linked. in our show notes if you want to check it out. And yeah, that investigation is ongoing, and we do really appreciate that suggestion, Les. Yes, Les's son is the last that we heard, I don't know if he's still doing this, but I think he's a wide body, Airbus wide body first officer, international stuff, I believe, at Delta Airlines. So anyway, thanks again, Les, and everybody out there listening, if you want to watch Captain Steve's take on the update on the Greg Biffle crash, it's there in the show notes. All right. Our Funyun guy, Errol, wrote in and said, hey, I have an idea for some books to add to the APG library. Now, people are going to go, the what? Yeah, we go to our website. We tell you every week at the end of the show to head over to the website. And one of the pages on our website is our APG library, which is managed by the lovely Tiffany, and who is an attorney and a librarian and all kinds of things. Yeah, law library. Okay, Tiffany has already added them to the APG library. So I'm going to read this. Hello, APG crew, especially Tiffany. Happy New Year. Just completed reading 2 books that I believe would make good additions to the APG library. One is called Skybreak, the 58th Fighter Squadron in Desert Storm by Mark Gardia. Chronicles the combat operations of the U.S. Air Force's 58th Fighter Squadron during Operation Desert Storm, focusing on its rapid deployment, intense air combat, and daily life in a wartime environment. The 58th's F-15Cs flew 1,689 combat sorties and destroyed 15 other enemy aircraft. During the course of the war, the 58th accomplished feats that no other coalition member matched, including the most air-to-air kills, the most double kills, and the most sorties and hours flown by any F-15 unit in theater. It covers not just combat and pilots, but also the men and women who kept the planes in the air at an unheard-of readiness rate. A true page-turner. The other one that he's talking about here is Chasing the Demon, A Secret History of the Quest for the Sound Barrier and the Band of American Aces Who Conquered It by Dan Hampton. A sweeping history of aviation that begins before the advent of fixed-wing aircraft builds toward the dramatic race to break the sound barrier. It traces the evolution of flight through early pioneers, wartime advances, post-war experimental programs, highlighting the engineers and pilots who drove progress forward. This is an excellent book about the unquenchable desire to conquer the skies. In my opinion, the book may be mistitled as it covers so much more than the X-1, so much more than a reader looking for deep details on the X-1 and Jaeger may be unsatisfied. Nonetheless, this is a terrific book. Also, his first book, Viper Pilot, a memoir of air combat, already in our library, is an equally good book, although a bit profane in places. Enjoy. Well, a lot of people would say that our show is a bit profane in a lot of places. So thank you, Errol, for that, and I'm hoping that you're keeping well stocked with the Funyuns. He's the guy that brought the big box of individually packed Funyuns to our meetup a couple of years ago now, almost a couple of years ago in Charlotte. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's what powers my barbecue, Jeff.
Oh, really?
Propane gas, yeah.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying.
You don't have profane gas in the States?
Gas. Okay, I thought you were saying propane gas. Profane gas, yes. A lot of people would say the gas that I emit is quite profane. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if anybody else out there in the community has any suggestions for some books that we can add to the APG library, please let us know, and we'll let Tiffany know. All right. And now it's time for us to continue with this piece of feedback from Grant McCarran. You know what he's going to be talking about, don't you, Captain Nick?
Yeah, his gas.
Cigarettes.
He has a lot of gas.
Via gas balloons.
And hot air.
Merry Christmas, happy birthday. You know, Captain Nick and Grant, they love each other. They really do. I love hate.
Oh, we're just being Australians.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, happy birthday to Jeff, and lots of hope that 2026 brings some happiness with the madness that will carry over from 2025. In response to Jeff's request for info about the Lithuanian cigarette smuggling via balloons, here's some info based on research and my experiences with weather assessments via helium balloons and recoverable MET packages. It's a little long, so over to you whether you want to reference it on the show, but suffice it to say, there's a bit more to it than the recipients shooting them down with a gun. Oh, that's right. We had made a suggestion that they just throw them up there and then somebody get a gun out and shoot the darn things down. He continues, it seems that the balloons carrying cigarettes are somewhat more complex than those used in North and South Korea to send propaganda, K-pop excrement over the border. Oh,
what?
K-pop / excrement, not K-pop excrement. Sorry. I read it improperly. Across the border. The Korean ones are rather small and let go with no plans for where they land so long as somebody hopefully finds their payload. The ones from Belarus are carrying a much heavier payload, 500 to 1,500 packs of cigarettes, and have GPS trackers so the recipients can find where they land. They're flying at an altitude of 3 to 4 kilometers, which is about 10 to 13,000 feet. And indications are they're relying on various methods to land, including natural leakage of gas. Ooh, that's embarrassing. Through the balloon skin, cooling at night reduces the lift of the gas, and possibly even a mechanism to release some gas on a signal or after a set time. They could also rely on timers or a signal from the ground to separate the payload from the balloon so that it can descend under a parachute. Oh, that's pretty complicated. Meanwhile, the Lithuanians do not want to shoot them down due to dangers to people and property from the heavy payloads falling from the sky. It seems that smuggling is rather lucrative, as cigarettes are 4 times more expensive in Lithuania than in Belarus, plus they get to create aviation disruptions to Lithuania. So there's no incentive for the Belarusians to do anything about it. Hope this helps. Cheers, Grant. Hey, he was pretty nice. He didn't say anything derogatory or bad to Captain Nick.
No,
yeah, very informative. Thank you.
That answered the question, actually, of how they make it work.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, anything that you, Captain Nick and RJ, are looking at? Okay. I was just thinking about the fact that Grant was talking about going to Singapore for the Singapore Air Show, but that's in March, right? Not in February?
Yeah, I think that is in March, if I'm not mistaken,
okay.
yeah.
I was thinking, heck, if he's going to be there
But,
at the same
I
time
mean, if
you
he
are.
is going to be there early, by all means.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Next one is from Mike Deaver. It's a dad joke. He says, I think Captain Nick can probably attest to this. Here's the joke. Yeah, okay, Captain Nick, why don't you read it?
His joke is this. Why are there many missed approaches in Rome? Toga, 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 toga. Just because toga is very fashionable there.
You know, I am so disappointed that I wasn't ready for this. Hang on, but I'm going to be here. Just let me do a quick jingle search, and then I can play it.
Jingle search.
That's what the kids are calling
We're going
it now.
to Animal House, are we?
Okay. I don't know if you heard that or not, but you're going to hear it now.
Toga, 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 toga,
Oh, that takes me back.
Oh, so good.
From the
Very
very
good.
famous movie, Animal.
Yes.
Indeed.
Documentary, I hear.
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
Very true.
About
Yes,
protecting
everything's true.
college campuses. Yeah. Okay. We're getting direction from our producer. We're going to skip to 15.
Head south, young man.
Yeah, Adrian, YYZ. So, cool new aviation podcast, he says. Let's see. Oh, Liz, should I read your note, Liz? Okay, so Liz says, I used to follow the host of this new podcast on social media, but I think he's stopped posting there. Neat guy, seems very much in love with all aspects of aviation. And as a side note for Steph, he's a serious runner.
Well, he ought to enjoy it more, is all I can say. What's the point of doing running if you can't enjoy it?
I know, you can't, don't be so serious.
Yeah, wow.
All right, let's see. This is from Adrian. Hey, APG crew, hope you're well. As always, appreciate your amazing show and look forward to each episode. Just wanted to give you a plug / shout out to this cool new podcast by a friend of mine. He's an Acme North Red A220 captain and also files vintage warbirds
Acme North
for a
Red.
local museum. Acme North Red A220. Oh, it's got a big red leaf on the top. I gotcha. Okay. He's just launched a podcast of his own, and it's worth a listen. I think a lot of APGers would really enjoy it. He has some neat guests and covers lots of cool aviation-related topics. So he gives us a link to his podcast.
Everyone's very neat. Is it just because it's Canada? You know, they dress nicely. Yeah, you know, collar
They're just
and
neat
tie.
people.
Yeah,
that's what when I think of Liz, I think neat.
Yeah.
I know. I saw that, Liz. Yeah, she's mentioning that one of his podcasts highlights the wonderful coffee roastery, the Lost Aviator. It's one of my favorite coffee mugs, actually. Oh, okay. Yes, she's right. Both of the two owners of the Lost Aviator Coffee Roasting Company. Probably messed that up, sorry, are current Acme North Red tail.
Is that why they're lost all the time?
Pilots. Captains, yeah, probably. Yeah, so anyway, Adrian says, I know he'd really appreciate the shout out. Hope you're all well and keep up the great work. So we always appreciate suggestions and from people. So we'll have a link to the guy's podcast in our show notes, so you can check it out. Thank you, Adrian. Let me see. It's called Mike in the Front. M-I-K-E, not the microphone, but M-I-K-E, Mike in the Front. It says, welcome to the Mike in the Front podcast. Join your host, Mike, a Canadian professional airline pilot, as he discusses his adventures in aviation and talks to friends, mentors, colleagues, and other professionals in the industry. And no. This is something that you'll never see any of us on because we're not professional. Yeah, well, we're not true professionals. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate it, Adrian. And anybody else out there has suggestions for us? Let us know. Okay, number 16. We're going to end the show with this piece of feedback from Freddie Roll. Let's see. Hi, guys. Listening to the above episode, which is APG 690, which is the last episode. For your information, a couple of interesting facts you may or may not be aware on Captain Nick's visit to London Sarf of the River.
Yeah, that's south of the river, as opposed to north of the river.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I was confused.
It's telling you how to pronounce it.
North of the river. Okay. The Three Stags, famous South London lad Charlie Chaplin. You older Yanks might have heard of him. Yeah. His dad could usually be found drunk in this establishment. Okay.
I looked for him, but I didn't find him for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. He's. I don't think he's been on.
Probably getting on a bit now.
Yeah, quite a bit. Imperial War Museum across the road from the above watering hole was the building and the second site of Bedlam.
No, I did not know this. This is interesting, and it might explain why the building was constructed internally as it is, because it kind of resembles an old Victorian prison. You know, it's got sort of rooms around the outside, around a central hollow core with corridors that sort of surround that. So, you know, if you think of a classic old-fashioned prison with sort of... Yeah, Bedlam was indeed. Bedlam was the mental institution that people got sent to and often volunteered to go to, but I think it might have been constructed in a similar manner to the old Victorian prisons.
How was your stay there?
Oh, good. I was fine. Thanks very much.
Yeah, okay,
In fact, they think I'm still there.
Maybe, in fact, maybe he is still there.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yes, the
It explains
cells are
so
much
much.
nicer nowadays.
Okay. All right. Liz is saying we have time for one more. We're going to go to number 11 from Dave Hammer. And he says, thank you. Hi, APG crew. I would just like to thank you for your commitment to the show and for producing such great and entertaining content consistently over the years. By the way, just a side, last show, we mentioned the fact that he was a contributor to the Coffee Fund. So he's part of our Coffee Bar Club. So thank you, Dave. Anyway, let's see. I'm not fussed about my feedback being read out on the show or not. I only wish to express my appreciation and to share a few snippets of my story that I think you may find interesting. And yeah, so we're going to read it out because we want to. Even if you did make a fuss about it, we're going to read it anyway. I found and listened to the Catholic Pilot Guy podcast. The Catholic Pilot podcast, it was my first podcast, started in fall of 2009, and then I rebranded it to this show, Airline Pilot Guy, in May of 2011. Anyway, he started listening to Catholic Pilot around the time I started flight training in Geraldton, Western Australia. I know Nick would know the Midwest coast quite well from his RAAF days. My flight instructor was a retired RAAF fighter pilot instructor, Jeffrey Jack McDougall. I appreciated his pragmatic and calm approach combined with his natural and instinctual flying skills. He taught me to fly primarily on visual references and cues, only glancing at the gauges to check if the input was correct or if an adjustment was needed. That's the way you should be flying and learning how to fly, by the way. I obtained my recreational pilot's license with 12 hours of pilot and command time, continued listening to APG, and didn't miss an episode up until somewhere around the early 300s, before my priorities changed when my son was born and I started my electrical contracting business in 2018. I will always be an AV geek, but my aspirations to obtain my certified pilot license, I think
Commercial
it's
pilot
commercial, I'm
license,
sorry,
CPL.
commercial. Yeah, commercial license, as well as regular listening to the show, went on the back burner for several years as I grew the business and our daughter was born. I was building a family. I was 33 years old when I registered a sample of my DNA to Ancestry.com in July of 2023. 6 months later, I found my biological father and got in touch. He was extremely pleased to meet me. We have a great relationship today, and I speak regularly. Anyway, the aviation link came when he told me about his father, my grandfather, Joseph Henry Elliott, who was a bomber pilot and squadron leader with the RAF in World War II. He led bombing raids in the Battle of Crete and other missions, including sinking a German ship. He received the Royal Flying Cross for his service. Until I found this out, no one else I knew in my family flew or was interested in aviation. I was pleased to find out that it's in my blood. I'm trying to find out some information or some more information about his movements during this time in the RAF. However, it's proving difficult to access the information. When I manage to put enough together, I will send it through in case Nick may be interested in it for a Plain Tales episode. That'd be cool. Fast forward to Christmas just gone, and I received an RC model Cessna 182 as a Secret Santa gift. After flying some
Wow,
circuits
that's
on
a
the street.
good Secret Santa gift.
No kidding. What
I
kind
need
of-
to join your Secret
What
Santa
kind of group are you
group.
involved in?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. After flying some circuits on my street, I had the urge to look up the show and start listening again. I'm probably because he crashed his airplane and that just reminded him of the show.
Yeah. Ow.
Anyway, I'm both pleased and impressed to see that you guys have been consistently pumping out the episodes during my hiatus. I'm looking forward
If
to
you had a
getting stuck-
hiatus, oh, you poor chap. I had one of those once, but
well,
in fact, I had a
on a
double
hiatus.
hiatus, I think. So,
I'm looking forward to getting stuck back into listening to the show and catching myself back up. I love stuck back. I hope you all had a happy Christmas and happy New Year's. Thank you and talons to Douglas and the rest of the APG team.
great one.
Yeah, again, that's
Well,
Yeah, it was
lovely,
great.
lovely story.
Yeah, I love that. Managing director of Multicom Electrical, so it's his business that he
Cool.
started, and he's got a family and getting interested in listening.
Well, that
to the
was your
show
mistake, Dave. You, you should have concentrated on your flying career instead of building your family.
Again. Okay, don't take advice from Captain Nick. Bad thing to do.
Nick,
Yeah.
N-I-C-K at APG.
I'm offended at.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think that still works. All right, so our website, we're wrapping it up here. Our website is airlinepilotguy.com, where we have information about the crew and the community and so much more. So please do check it out. And we're also on social media, or what I like to call the social meets.
Oh, absolutely, yes. We're on Facebook if you're still a Facebook fan. And you just need to Google or just search for Airline Pilot Guy, all one word. If you're a tweeter on X or an Xer on X, what is it called when you tweet on X? I don't know. We're at
Post?
APG Crew. Go on then. What is it called?
I think it's just they just say post, right? I don't know.
Post? Oh, if you're a poster on X. If you like the Instas on Instagram.com, then a very similar handle. We're APG Crew. And I've now found a way to tag our images so that every time I do an image, artwork, you should be able to find it on Instagram. And if you like watching sausages be created, or things moulder in fast, motion, and things just weird, then you can watch the show be made. All with the warts and everything, all included.
Thanks
So
for that great promotion. That's nice.
for that, you go to youtube.com/Airline Pilot Guy, all one word.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice. I'm sure the marketing companies are going to be ringing you.
Yeah.
up.
Oh, they will.
This
They
is,
will. You know. Now, people just want to go and have a look for the fascination now.
Yeah, like a rubberneckers of a.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
watching
the
a-
YouTube
watching
world,
a
yeah.
car smash. Yeah. Well, we are a bit of a car crash, aren't we?
Well, I'm hearing the water. Of course, that means it's a Hillel.
Is it raining, Jeff?
Yeah. Hey, Hillel, can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. Just don't get too much water on the electrical equipment here. And please sit down here and tell us about Slack.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas. We suggest episode and plain tales topics. We plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel. Oh, that's not good.
When he does that, I mean, he sits naked on your chairs. So, and then he does fire in the hole. I mean, I don't think I ever want to come and be in your RV ever again.
I have a very, very strong disinfectant that I.
Fair enough.
We'd also like to thank our producer, Liz.
Hooray!
Piper.
Hi, Liz. Well done, Liz.
Thank you, Liz, for
Thanks for keeping us
making
on the
this-
straight and narrow.
My pleasure.
We really appreciate that and love you. And also, we love our live chatters, our live audience with us here each and every week. And so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And also, we'd like to thank RJ.
Hey.
Because you're
Yeah,
always
great
like
to
a
see you
special
again,
guest,
RJ.
Thank you.
That you're here. So thank you for showing up and being part of our show.
Safe
As
travels.
always.
Thank you.
Safe
Thank
travels to Singapore. And with that, we're going to say thank you for watching and wishing you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time. Oh,
Hooray! Good
Yay.
show. Good show.
hooray for
Indeed.
us. Hooray for us.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So Nick, have you got something you're gonna focus on for the title?
Well, I have got some. I've written down some suggestions, which I think left, right, rev, not non-rev. But the one I'm liking is dress to egress.
I like
I
that
do
one.
something with that.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, RJ.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
good.
you're welcome. Yeah.
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think dress to egress is great. Anyway, great having you here, RJ. Super.
Oh yes, I'm very happy I could join. I'm glad it worked out.
And you missed the fact that your two dogs a couple of times during the
Oh,
show
were shagging
were
on the
having
carpet.
a big tussle. No, they were.
I know.
They were humping.
They
Is that why we call it
constant.
shag?
Yeah, ooh, on the carpet. I see. Ooh.
On a shag carpet, they were
On a
shagging.
It was good, actually. I was thoroughly
they were having a
amused by
good
that.
tussle.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do this all day. They enjoy it. They
They
love
must be
playing
good
with each-
buddies.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's the older one. She knows that she's the alpha, and the younger one, knows his place too. So I think it's
Excellent.
good. Yeah, I think it's a good relationship.
Well,
Thanks.
nice job. Well done.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody in the chat room. It was great to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
Thanks, everyone.
We really
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
See you next time. Bye.
All righty. Bye.
Okay. Cheers, everyone.